Robinhood stocks have just attracted a lot of attention in recent weeks and months. And so, Brian, I was looking through the 100 most popular stocks among Robinhood investors. And I had to do some counting here, but there were 11, or currently are 11 healthcare stocks that are in the top 100 on Robinhood. Now, I'm not going to tick off the list of all 11 stocks, but Brian, I know you've seen the list as well. Which of those healthcare stocks that are among the 100 most popular on Robinhood especially stand out to you as pretty good picks for investors right now?
Yeah, I mean, I was impressed that Johnson & Johnson was on the list. That doesn't seem like sort of the high flyer looking for short-term returns that I sort of associate with Robinhood investors. So maybe there's some buy and hold investors there. I think Johnson & Johnson's a great opportunity to gain exposure to the healthcare space. They have medical devices, they have pharmaceuticals, and they have general healthcare over-the-counter drugs. It's a company I would feel comfortable if you just want to get exposure to the healthcare space. It's a company I would feel comfortable owning and just not even following the news flow or the quarterly earnings and just buying it and planning on holding it for as long as until I needed the cash. Pfizer is also on the list. I kind of hope that people aren't buying that strictly for the COVID-19 vaccine, because it's in the news, and so they think, oh well, I'll just Pfizer's big, so I'll buy it for the COVID-19 vaccine. It's not clear how long Pfizer is going to be able to benefit from the vaccine. That's also true of Moderna, which was on the list. But at least with Moderna, you're getting technology and a small biotech. It was certainly it's almost a big biotech now, but certainly small relative to Pfizer. And so the extra vaccines in its pipeline as they come into play will change the valuation story for Moderna a heck of a lot more than Pfizer is in its current state. I don't own any of them on the list, and actually there were a few where I don't really follow them all that closely. Maybe I should. Maybe I'll take that list and see whether anything deserves to be on my watch list. What about you? Was there anything on the list that you like?
Well, first, I would agree with you on Johnson & Johnson. I have said this before, so some of our newer viewers might not have heard this before, but Brian had a great line in an article years ago where he said, anytime's a good time to buy Johnson & Johnson stock if you hold it long enough. And I think you were exactly right. You are exactly right. I mean, Johnson & Johnson is just a good, safe, stable, solid blue chip stock to buy and hold. It's not going to deliver jaw-dropping growth, but it's a good, safe stock. So it's a good fit for a lot of investors anyway. So I would agree with you there. Count on Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine to necessarily be the big growth driver every year like it is for this year. But the company is in better shape than it's been in quite a while. It no longer has some of those older drugs that have lost exclusivity. So Pfizer's looking for better growth than it's had in years. And that doesn't include the prospects for its COVID-19 vaccine. So Pfizer also is a great dividend stock. If you're an income investor, the dividend is a little over 4%. And so Pfizer checks off a lot of boxes for more conservative investors, I think. A lot of the stocks in the Robinhood Top 100 and the healthcare space have good growth opportunities, I think, but that growth is largely priced into the share price. For example, Bionanogenomics. I like the company's business. I think Bionano has some pretty good prospects, but the stock already factors in a lot of those growth prospects. There is one of the under the radar stocks among the Robinhood Top 100 that I'm watching. I wouldn't say this stock is a buy at this point. Let me emphasize that, but it's one that I'm keeping my eyes on. It's a company called Tonix Pharmaceuticals. The ticker there is TNXP. So Tonix has a late-stage fibromyalgia candidate. They have a COVID vaccine in development that's based on horsepox, and so the company thinks that it could provide a lot longer term immunity than some other vaccines. Now, this vaccine is currently only in preclinical testing. The company hopes to advance it into clinical testing later this year. It's going to be really late to the party. So this is a wild card. I mean, it's something I wouldn't bet on, but it's possible that it could provide value, especially in other countries around the world, because if it does indeed offer longer term immunity. But Tonic's market cap is only around $350 million, so it's not priced ridiculously high in terms of some of its prospects. So it's one that I'm keeping my eyes on anyway.
Yeah, at $350 million, I don't think investors are factoring in any of that vaccine into the valuation if they have a late stage fibromyalgia drug. Fibromyalgia is a
Yeah.
pretty big sized market.
Yeah. So that vaccine market, is, the vaccine product rather, is a lottery ticket with the stock. So I'm watching it again. Way too early for me anyway to buy shares in speculative clinical stage play, but it's one that hey, Robinhood investors brought it to my attention, and so I'm looking into it these days.